Imagine this. You're chasing success, money, relationships, everything you think will make you happy. But no matter how hard you try, it slips away, leaving you stressed and unfulfilled. Sound familiar? Now listen to this.
Manifest all your dreams and live the life you deserve.
This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play. That's Alan Watts, the philosopher who revolutionized how millions see life. If you're tired of the grind and ready to discover how to actually achieve what you want without forcing it, this video is for you. Today, we'll dive into who Alan Watts was, how his groundbreaking ideas were born, and his simple yet profound philosophy for living a fulfilling life. Stick around until the end because I'll tease a step-by-step guide on how to apply this yourself and transform your reality. Let's jump in. All right, let's start at the beginning. Who exactly was this guy who seems to have cracked the code on happiness? Alan Wilson Watts was born on January 6, 1915, in Chislehurst, England, a quiet suburb of London. He wasn't your typical philosopher locked away in an ivory tower. Instead, he was a self-described philosophical entertainer, a witty speaker, writer, and thinker who bridged Eastern wisdom with Western minds. From a young age, Watts was fascinated by the mystical. His mother introduced him to Eastern ideas through books like H.G. Wells's Outline of History, sparking his lifelong curiosity about Asian philosophies. By 15, he was already attending meetings at the Buddhist Lodge in London and even ordained as an Anglican priest in his early 20s. But Watts wasn't one to follow rigid paths. He moved to the United States in 1938, where he immersed himself in Zen Buddhism, studying under masters and eventually becoming a key figure in the Beat Generation and counterculture movement in the 1950s and 60s. He wrote over 25 books, including bestsellers like The Wisdom of Insecurity and The Book on the Taboo Against Knowing Who You Are. But Watts's real magic was in his lectures, recorded and shared widely. They reached millions through radio, TV, and later the internet. He passed away on November 16, 1973, at just 58. But his voice lives on, influencing everyone from Steve Jobs to modern mindfulness apps. In essence, Alan Watts was the ultimate translator. He took ancient Eastern concepts and made them fun, relatable, and applicable to everyday Western life. But how did his ideas even come about? Let's explore that next. Now that we know who he was, let's talk about the origins of his revolutionary ideas. Watts didn't invent Eastern philosophy. He popularized it in the West at a time when it was barely known. His journey started in the 20s and 30s, during a post-World War I era of spiritual searching in Britain. Exposed to Buddhism and Taoism through his mother's library and early travels, young Alan was hooked. At 13, he declared himself a Buddhist, and by 1930, he was publishing essays on the topic. But the real turning point came in the 1940s and 50s. After moving to America, Watts trained at a Zen monastery in California and even served as an Episcopal priest from 1944 to 1950. However, he felt the church's structure was too confining, so he left to pursue a freer path. This is where his ideas truly blossomed. He blended Zen Buddhism's emphasis on meditation and direct experience with Taoism's flow with nature and Hinduism's view of the universe as one interconnected whole. His breakthrough book, The Way of Zen in 1957, demystified these traditions for Western audiences, drawing from his studies in Kyoto and personal epiphanies. Influenced by the chaos of World War II and the rise of materialism in post-war America, Watts saw how people were losing touch with their true selves. He drew from thinkers like Carl Jung and D.T. Suzuki, but added his unique humor. Think lectures that feel like chatting with a wise friend over tea. By the 1960s, amid the hippie movement, his ideas exploded. He lectured at universities, appeared on TV, and recorded albums that sold millions. Essentially, Watts's philosophy arose from a perfect storm: personal seeking, cultural shifts, and a talent for making profound truths accessible. But what exactly are those ideas, especially when it comes to getting what you want in life? That's the heart of it. Coming up next. All right, we've covered the man and his backstory. Now, the good stuff. What did Alan Watts teach about achieving what you truly want in life? Spoiler, it's not about hustling harder. It's about waking up to reality. At its core, Watts's philosophy is about self-understanding, not self-improvement. He argued that we're all part of a grand cosmic play, the universe experiencing itself, and trying to force success is like a wave fighting the ocean. First key idea: live in the eternal now. Watts believed the past and future are illusions. True fulfillment comes from being fully present. Chasing goals as future happiness only creates anxiety. Instead, engage with life as play. Work becomes joy when you're immersed, like a child at recess. Second, dissolve the ego. We often see ourselves as separate egos battling the world, but Watts, drawing from Zen, said that's the root of suffering. Realizing you're one with everything, the universe playing hide and seek with itself, frees you to flow naturally towards what you want. Want success? Stop identifying with failure. Embrace the dance. Third, flow with the Tao. Inspired by Taoism, Watts taught that forcing outcomes blocks them. Like water finding its path, true achievement happens when you let go of control and trust the process. He famously said, "The more you try to be certain, the more you'll be uncertain." In practice, this means setting intentions but surrendering attachment. Your desires manifest effortlessly when aligned with the whole. These ideas aren't abstract. They've helped people overcome burnout, find purpose, and yes, achieve goals. Steve Jobs credited Watts for his innovative mindset, and today they're echoed in books like The Power of Now. But theory is one thing. How do you do it? That's what we'll cover next. All right, so how can you apply Alan Watts's wisdom to actually get what you want in life? At the end of this video, as promised, I'm going to tease a step-by-step guide to make it practical. Step 1, start with awareness. Observe your thoughts without judgment, just like Watts suggested in meditation. Step 2, practice presence in daily activities, turning routine into playful engagement. Step 3, release attachment by affirming your oneness with the universe. Try journaling or visualization. Step 4, flow with challenges, seeing them as part of the cosmic game. And step 5, reflect and iterate, celebrating small wins without ego. This isn't a quick fix, but Watts showed us it's the path to effortless fulfillment. If you want the full, detailed guide with exercises and examples, hit that subscribe button and comment below Watts Guide. I'll drop it in the next video. Thanks for watching. Remember, life isn't about arriving. It's about the journey. See you soon.